Hello, everybody. Hello, 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 hello. You are on Preacher Main's podcast with yours truly, Preacher Main. I'm on with my brother, my friend, my brother from another mother, my ace boon coon, actor, comedian, producer, uh, musical artist, musician, a man of many hats, the one and only Barry Brewer.
Thank you so much.
Indeed. Listen, we're going to get into some good stuff today. You all know my latest single titled I Ain't Catching It. The whole gist of it is about we all go through hell in life. Like Jesus said in this world, you're going to have tribulation. So don't even trip. I've overcome the world. So tribulation was actually a promise from Christ. He didn't say you might have. He said in this world you shall have. And you know what? I want to point out something else before we dive in. I just realized that
Okay.
every week on this broadcast, on this podcast, I always rep my preacher man gear. But you know what? I decided today I'm going to be on with my brother from another mother that I would rep his gear.
Thank you.
Only believe. This is my brother's gear. If you ain't got it, you need to go to his website and get it. It's inspirational. You see the eagle in the middle. You know what that means, baby. You were meant to soar high. You
That's
were
right.
born an eagle. I don't care if you did grow up in a chicken coop. It's time to spread those wings.
Wow.
I don't know if he want me to put this out there yet, but we working on a little something
Yeah, you
in
can put it
regards
out
to
there.
eagles.
They can stay
Yeah,
tuned.
stay tuned. Stay tuned. We're in the final stages of completing the script. The Chicken Eagle is getting ready, man, to be created and come together to be an amazing, amazing film that will inspire you, that will motivate you, that will make you rethink your life in regards to the limits you've been placing on yourself. Come on.
These the characters.
I love it. Oh my God. I'm excited. I'm
So
excited.
yeah, I got a lot. I haven't shared so much with you yet.
I know. Look, we gonna do this podcast because me and him got to meet after this. So
Yeah, because I got
we
some
got a
stuff
lot
to
to talk
show
about.
you.
Come it's about to go down.
It is.
All right, y'all. I ain't catching it. Now, what does that mean to not catch it? We're talking about, well, let me start with this. You don't catch hell with your hands. You catch hell with your heart. Whatever something happens on the outside in your life, and it changes the way you feel on the inside, you just caught hell.
Mm.
A ship was created. A ship needs water. It needs water to be a ship. To fulfill its purpose as a ship, it must have water. A boat can't be a boat and fulfill its purpose and function as a boat without water. However, when the water it needs to be who it's called to be, to transport one side to another, if it allows the water it's supposed to be in to get inside of it, the same water that was meant to be a blessing becomes a curse and it brings the boat down to its demise. See, oftentimes God wants to use trials to get you from where you are to where you're going.
Mm.
But when you allow the things that was meant to be stepping stones to become stumbling blocks, when you let the thing you were supposed to go through, when you allow it to go through you,
Mm.
it brings its demise. So the problem is not good. Google it. Well, wow, it's flowing already. The problem is not what's happening in your life. The problem is where it's happening in your life.
Mm.
Is it happening to the life in you or the life outside of you? The key is to don't let it in. If you can stop it from getting in, and you know when it's gotten in, your feelings will let you know when the things that you're going through are consuming you. Your feelings won't lie. Your feelings let you know what you just digested. Because you can feel it on the inside. That's how you know it's gotten in you. So, Barry, man, I want to open this thing up, man. I want to get your thoughts on it. And, let's just talk, man. Man, you talk all the time. We get into some good stuff. We just allowing the world in on our conversation. So, man, share with me what's been going on with you in regards to what we're talking about and just whatever's on your heart.
Yes, first of all, thank you for that. I was just really taking it in. My son just walked in, so I'm waiting for my wife to get him. He playing drums. This is part of being a dad, as you know. Yeah, great job. I love it. I love you.
If you know, you know. I like that.
Grab the drum. Get the drum, son. I'm sorry.
No worries, but we're doing real life.
Could you try to make it a little more?
Called real life. The real life podcast right here.
This is real life part. That's what we call
on camera.
You're really working it, right? Son, go in there, okay? With mommy. It's okay. All right. Hey, keep your head up. It's okay. I'll see you in a second, okay? Give me a hug. Come on. Let the world see you. Say,
come on.
Rest, say hi. Say hi.
What's up, man? You play them drums, brother.
He's taking music class where he's learning piano and drums too. Okay, see you later. Thank you, babe.
I want to talk about that. What inspired you to put him into music class? What was it that led you to make that decision?
Yes, and I want to comment to what you said. What made me? I think I look at my I think being somebody who had talent early on and nobody really invested in it, I think God has gifted me with a lot, and I could tell nobody really cared when I was growing up. And not that they didn't care, but when you grow up in a household where you're poverty, you really don't have time or resources to really pour into the children, or the attention, or life is so hard, you don't have time to pay attention to what the child is kind of gravitating to. And so with my first son, I felt like I had to choose between sports and music, because he was kind of talented in both too. And my first mindset was just like, sports pay a little more money, so let's go here. But because he gravitated to both. And this one, I feel like when I set him on a piano with me, he was tapping the keys, and he was like, he wasn't like boom, boom, like a normal kid does. He was like placing it like he was playing chords. And I just saw that he was really listening to what he was doing. And then he watches, this cartoon series on Netflix called Motown. And it's these little kids, and they play all the old Motown songs, all of that. And it's just a story in it, but they're all going through all the Motown. It's called Motown on Netflix. Wow. And he loves that show. And then I started saying he loves the movie Sing. So he as mom said, she's heard him harmonize. So he just seems very musical. He likes to like sing and stuff. So I saw that. It was just so obvious. I was just like, let's go ahead and start. And so the music teacher said they don't usually start kids to 4. And I told the music teacher, and I always sound like this every time I talk about my kids. I'm like, yeah, I know. I said, I'm in the entertainment industry, and I believe my kid is special. And I'm not just saying it because I'm a father. You're a parent. Everybody believes their child is special, and they are in their own way. But truly special in a specific craft or something, or feeling like they got something that comes to them a little more easy than normal people. And so I told the music teacher, he's been teaching for like 30 plus years in this very popular thing called MusicNet in Chicago. It's a guy, it's a twin. His name is Alan. And he's like, oh, okay. And so he met with my son, who's 3. And after the 3rd week, he's like, he saw what I saw.
That's good.
And he's like, he's learning every week. And so he wasn't sitting still, because it's a 30-minute for his age, but he's 3. But now he
Yeah.
sits still, he listens, he plays on he's taught him half of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star and Mary Had a Little
Wow.
Lamb. So he knows where middle C is. He can see
Wow.
he knows the specifics of the drums, the hi-hat, the toms, the kick. He knows he's learning the number system on the piano. So he's like the 2, the 3, then he knows all his letters, so he knows the scale. So he's like teaching him all of this, and he's saying every week he's like surprised at how he's gravitating to it so quickly. So so I saw something.
What's amazing to me by what you're sharing, what's amazing to me is that you've learned the lesson from your pain.
Yeah.
And you're applying that to your parenting. So it's like what you didn't get, you're not just bitter, you're better. Like you've even taken that, and maybe you wouldn't have been as, I don't know, maybe not as passionate and intentional. So it's still using something that could be seen as a negative and turning it into a positive.
100%. I think I've learned to do that in every way. When you're talking about catching hell, first of all, I just think that's very profound, and to understand catching hell is what you allow to get in your heart. A very recent situation happened to me where some things have happened that you're very familiar with. And I could tell my heart posture was different. Every time I would see these people, overhear them talking on the phone, I just felt mad. And I was like, I just really felt the way. And I just felt away. And I recently told my wife, and I was just like, I'm feeling away. And I could tell because things have been happening over time, but I was just able to kind of eat it and move on. I know you got a problem, cool, whatever. But at this time, it was different. It just felt like a different type of betrayal, And so I felt like I was really offended, and I felt that. And so I didn't think too much about it, but I was sitting one night in the tub very recently, and God revealed to me, he's like, you're holding this inside you, regardless to how wrong they were, right? Because I think we get stuck on the facts, the logic, and the truth. The truth is they are wrong. The truth is you did not deserve that. The truth is they did do that to you. The truth is all of those things. But what's also true is that if you hold that bitterness inside you, you're closing off opportunities for yourself. And I started seeing that God wanted more for me. And basically I saw, if you're going to be a light, you can't let darkness live or stay with you. Because and so I sent a message to everybody that night and said, and it was me pushing past my feelings. And I said, I pray all is well. And for me, that was me releasing whatever they did to me, how I felt about it, and I let it go. And I ran into that person yesterday, one of them, and I saw him across the way. And my first instinct was ugh, you know what I mean? And immediately I was like, no, you can't ugh no more. You let that go. So you don't feel it. Like I heard myself say, nah, that ain't the feeling no more. Like you gotta let that go. You don't, hey, God bless them. It's okay. Don't feel that way. So just really trying to mentally prepare us, because I think what you're saying is really helpful, but I just really want to talk to that person that doesn't have the level of understanding that you have, and I trying to bridge that gap, right? I think what I'm learning is it's so much you're unaware of, and the more someone can show you, as you have helped me so much, to see outside of how you feel, to see outside of the offense, to see outside of the circumstances, to see outside of the hell that you feel and that you're going through. Right. Because at that position, you can see why you don't need to hold on to that. It makes more sense. It's not any more emotional. I got a friend that mom kind of allowed something to happen and didn't really address it as she was younger, and she's became her whole life. And I talk to her and I hear it, and I just pray with her, and I say, hey, I just pray that's not your identity, what you went through. I pray that's not, because now every time when you talk, that's the conversation. And I'm just like, wow, you're really harping on something, and not to minimize it, but you 20, 30 years outside of that. And that's still in your spirit and in your conversation every day. And I'm not minimizing people's hurt and hell that they've been through, but what is important to you and where are you trying to go? And how is this holding on to this helping you get there?
See what happens in that situation? The hell you catch is the hell you carry.
It was you holding it.
The hell you catch is the hell you carry. So that means you've been carrying this for 20, 30 years. Guess what though? As you carry it, it don't stay the same size. It's been growing and developing in you. That's why now it's this humongous tree that she can't open up her mouth without you seeing fruit of that.
Oh, wow. That's big. So not only are you carrying it, it's getting bigger.
Yeah, it's growing. You're nurturing it.
Wow.
You're feeding it.
That's big.
And you're still watering it every time you keep talking about it. So it's not making anything better. It's growing. Most of us, especially in our culture, we have a tendency, and I understand it to a degree. So it's not all bad, but we need balance. We have a tendency to take a licking and keep on ticking. Take a licking and keep on ticking. Take a licking and keep on ticking. We ain't got time to be depressed. We ain't got time to be sad. We gotta get up. We gotta go to work. We gotta keep living. Life goes on. And yes, but when you moved on with a Band-Aid in an area you needed surgery, Band-Aid doesn't cure the wound.
That's gonna get worse. That's real good. Can I ask you this, or can you speak to this? How does one? Because what we're talking about, and I'm just really thinking about trying to connect it to people that don't have the depth or the awareness of the severity of the thing. Like when you share this with people, and you've shared some things with me that I didn't readily like digest, more so very recently as I was going through some circumstances. But you gave me one word that I heard through everything. He was like, just get through the night. And I was able to get through the night. And because I got through the night, I woke up like, oh, I see it differently now. I can see just because I got through the night, not that it just like, oh, I saw it different. And so my question is like, how do you speak to that to a person who can't, like, it's kind of like telling them they're in a bubble and they're completely unaware that they're inside of a bubble. And you're like, hey, there's something outside of this that you're not aware of.
Yeah. The first step is listening to them. Here's why. If you're trying to add good water to this bottle, you're not going to be very effective because it's already full.
Wow.
You have to allow people to empty enough until they have room or capacity for what you have to say. You've heard the saying, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. You have to meet people.
Never heard that today.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, the old saying says people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So what it has to do with, you have to connect with people. And when people know you feel them, that don't even mean you agree with them, that you're taking the time to be sympathetic and feel them in regards of you're hurting and I feel your hurt. And because I've made a connection and I'm allowing you to share and express and vent and express your feelings, once you get a little empty, when I've got some room, now I begin to, watch this, agree with you in a sense of where you are. That's the connection to take you where you need to be. What does that look like? While I hear you, that is horrible. I so hate you had to deal with that. Da 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 da. And they empty, yeah. You know, something else to consider is now I'm feeling. And you know, and also another way to look at it, and you know, if you think about it, also, see, I've got to meet you where you are. before I can lead you where you need to be.
Mm.
Oftentimes, we don't meet people where they are. We over here trying to tell them, no, that's the problem. You're on the wrong side of the street. You need to bring your butt over here. And then you don't understand why I'm here, but I know you need to come over here. No. Stop fighting. You walk to that side of the street. Take them by the hand and walk them to the safe place. That's what it takes to be effective.
And that's where it calls patience. Patience and awareness of that somebody's somewhere where you have to really display that. That's really good. That's wow. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Catching hell is basically holding on to things that has happened or is happening presently and allowing it to create a disposition inside of you. Is that what catching hell is?
Yes. And I'm going to say what you just said in another way. Catching hell is allowing the seed of hurt that the enemy sent your way to take root.
Mm.
See, okay, here's an example. Anger. Let's say you going about your day and somebody said something to you just a little sideways. Just, you heard it like, but you kept it moving, right?
Mm-hmm.
You heard it, but it wasn't enough to stop your day. You're like, well, why would they say that? Watch this. 2 hours later, why would they say that? I don't understand. 4 hours later, you've left them. They're nowhere around. So when I think about it, I can't even believe they have the audacity. By the time you get home, you're more pissed off than you ever was when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Man, when they had nerve enough to say to me today, the next time I see them, see what I'm saying? What the enemy is trying to do is get what's happening on the outside to happening on the inside. See, oftentimes something can happen to you one time, but it happens to you 365 days a year.
Wow.
That's his objective. His objective is not just what he did, it's the impact of it continuing. It's a seed he needs to get planted. When you've caught it, you've grasped it and allowing it to grow in you. It's another example. Here, let me give you biblical now. Here's biblical. Paul says, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they're mighty through God to the pulling down of stronghold. That's what he says. Casting down every imagination that exalts itself against the knowledge of God and bringing every thought into captivity to the obedience of Christ. Now let me give it a later term. Paul said, here's how you fight spiritual warfare. Your weapons aren't physical, they're spiritual, and they can put out strongholds. He said, what you got to do is cast down the imagination that's going against the word and the will of God. Get rid of it while it's here. Deal with it while it's in the thought world. Because if not, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. See, if you don't catch it while it's here, your mind is the filter. If you let it continue here too long, it don't just stay there. It's going to get in the heart. And when it takes root, that's when it produces fruit. When you're trying to change your fruit, you got to get to the root.
That's good. That's real good. I appreciate that. Wow. This is a therapy session live, is what it really is.
This is how, and I'm not just talking gender, it's both. It's male and female. But I'm just using an example because I deal with more females in this area than males. But it happens to males too. Females who've oftentimes been really, really broken and hurt. And I mean, not to their fault, like really have been a victim. And if that hatred, that hurt, that it can become so rooted of whether it's abuse, whether it's infidelity, whether it's just horrible mistreatment, it can become so rooted that they're wondering, why aren't there any good men?
Mm-hmm.
Every man I hook up with, but you don't realize whatever is rooted, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. I can't produce fruit of a seed that hasn't taken root. If that's what's rooted in me, just the hurt, the pain, the no goodness, the horrible people, the da da da, it creates that disposition. Then the only fruit I will continue to see will be a reflection of that thought process. And people want the fruit to change so they can change how they feel, so they can change what they're going through, so they can change their circumstance. You got to change how you feel, how you believe, before the fruit can ever change.
I agree. But this is where I think people struggle. They don't understand how to change how they feel. And I believe that how you feel is changed by how you see something, your perspective, your perception of a thing, right? And so that woman that's went through that and was a victim to that infidelity or mistreatment or what have you had, that's rooted that in her, what in reality helps her? How does she start to uproot that mindset? What is that tangible advice on her making that transition to becoming, not having that in her so that she can attract what she really wants?
I'm using props to,
Okay.
to demonstrate.
Okay.
And that's why I'm sitting here looking for props to use. Things that are, you know what? Let me just take these more. I got some more water bottles. That's probably the best thing to use. Now let's see if I can reach you without falling out the shelf.
Yeah, don't fall now.
All right, I got it. Thank
All
you,
right.
Jesus. I want to do it.
Every time.
All right. This is me answering your question, making it practical.
Okay. Can't nobody say you ain't getting your H2O on.
Come on, brother. You better know it. Don't talk about how I eat. Look at how I drink. I balance it out. You understand?
You understand?
Here's what happens. Your personal reality,
okay,
is a result of your personality. And people want to change their personal reality without changing their personality.
Mm.
Your personality is made up of three components: your mind, what you think, your emotions, how you feel, and your behavior, how you act.
Mm.
Thoughts, feelings, behavior.
Hold on, can I write that down? I gotta write that down.
Yes,
I'm learning something. Sorry, I can't
because this
forget
is
that.
extremely practical, and this is what everyone deals with, whether they know it or not.
Your
This is how their
personality,
life. Your
yes,
personality
makes up your feelings.
determines your personal reality.
Okay,
Your
and what
personal
is
reality is
okay?
determined by your personality. Your personality is made up of three components: your thoughts, your feelings, and your behaviors. So, whenever you're trying to change your personal reality without changing your personality, you're wasting your time. Now,
That's
let's
good.
break down the process. Watch what happens. Somebody go through some bull crap in their life. I mean, some bull crap. They wasn't responsible for it. Just unfortunate stuff that they were a victim of circumstance. But now what happens? This is what the enemy knows. This is why the enemy is attacking you. Now they thinking about what happened all the time. That's all they thinking, man, that's messed up. Now they feeling some type of way because of what happened. Man, I'm sick of stuff always happening to me like this, man. I can't catch a break. And they feeling some type of way. This sucks. Now they behaving like that. You just the whole aura. What just happened? Their personality has conformed to their personal reality. So they can't change it. It's like trying to put a fire out with more fire. You can't change anything you conform to. It creates a different agent for change. Now, because their personality has conformed to their personal reality, some more bull crap happened that matches That state of being. This is why you've heard me say this. You don't get in life what you want. You get in life what you are.
Wow.
I want something different, but my state of being is based on this. It's a reflection of this. So I keep harvesting more fruit that matches this state of being, this seed. So now let's get to how do you change it? Here is how you change it. You need to create or receive a vision for your life that's different from your personal reality.
That's good.
You need to receive a vision. Let me, this is how I make it simple. People, I don't know what a vision. Let me help you. What did you pray for? Would life look like if all your prayers were answered?
That's your vision. That's your vision.
Yeah. So, because if you
whatever
pray,
you look in the most positive things you desire for yourself, that's your vision.
That's it. So now you've created this vision. Now here it is. You created this vision. Maybe you wrote it down, you made it plain, you thank God for it, all of that good stuff. Now you have to allow your personality to become consumed with that vision, meaning your thoughts, your feelings, and your behavior. You got to think about that vision all the time. Visualize it, picture life like that. But you got to do this while you're going through this hell.
That's what I'm learning. Oh, that's
while
good.
You're in this. You can't wait till this is over. See, people wait for this to change before they change.
That never changes.
The cart before the horse. That's putting the cart before the horse. The horse got to be in front of the cart. So now you think of this all the time, consistently, consume your intentionally. And the more you think about it, the more you start feeling this way. And the more you start feeling that way, the more you start behaving this way.
Mm-hmm.
Now watch what just happened. Your personality has conformed to this vision. Watch this. That old personal reality, it has nothing to feed it any longer. It has to begin to die because there's no more nutrients. It's not having any attention. The things it feeds on, because you just became someone that doesn't agree with this. So, and it's over time, eventually your personal reality becomes what your vision was, because your personality has become your vision. This is the process. So now, two things are going to happen. Your mind will serve as two purposes. Your mind, for most people, is just a record of their past. So whatever horrible thing happened in their past, that's what their mind becomes consumed with. But the more it becomes consumed with that, the more it repeats that. More circumstances that are fruit of that. But your mind can also become a roadmap to your future. And if it's not being a roadmap to your future, guess what it's being? It's being nothing but memories of your past. So your mind becomes the steering wheel to your life. This is why the prodigal son was in the house. Good googly woo. Thank you, Holy Ghost. The prodigal son did this. His life, his personal reality was he was in a hog pen. But his mind, he was still in the hog pen. His mind, the Bible says he started saying inside of himself. He wasn't even saying it out loud. He was saying it within himself. That's how you know it was his thoughts. How many servants of my father got bread enough to spare, and I'm perishing with hunger? His mind went to his father's house. He said, I will go to my father and say, I'm not worthy to become your son, be called your son, but just make me a hired servant. Now look at his actions. He's talking, his feelings. He's feeling what that's going to be like. And as he's thinking it, he's feeling it, he starts acting it. And guess what his reality becomes? The hog pen becomes a thing of his past. And his life becomes back with his father living wealthy again.
Mm.
This didn't change. This changed.
Which changed everything.
Which changed. Because this, see, let me say it one more way. Think about soil. You know, certain fruit can't grow in certain soil. Like there are things we grow. I remember when they told my grandfather, man, you can't make them kind of watermelons in California. Ain't no way it's possible. No, I think it was sugar cane. It was sugar cane. Man, you can't make no sugar cane because he used to grow sugar cane. He said, yes, I can. He said, man, I guarantee you can. He created a whole sugar cane garden in LA. They didn't know how he did it. People used to come by from miles around to see it because it was unbelievable. How did you do it here? Let me tell you how he did it. When he came back from Louisiana, he brought a bunch of Louisiana soil back with him.
And put it and made it. I was saying he put his own soil. He created the soil.
So now the sugar cane would grow in LA for other people because the soil wasn't conducive to grow that. Anything that keeps
in the middle.
Anything that keeps happening in your life over and over again is because your soil is conducive to that. Quit trying to change the thing, change the soil, and that thing can't grow in your life no more.
Yeah, that's so real. I just want to testify to that. That is a very real thing. I wasn't very mindful of the way you approached it, but I can completely see in my life the circumstance I was speaking about. I don't want to go too deep into it, but it was when I accepted, like, hey, I don't know why this person is doing this. I don't know why they're attacking me. I don't know why I'm in this situation. I feel like I have the best intentions. I feel like my actions aligns with my intentions. And so I checked all the boxes to make sure I was just holding myself accountable, that I wasn't contributing to this problem or this confrontation or this issue at all. Like, because that's important too, right? To process. Like, sometimes we got hell, man, they coming for me like, hey, you lit the fire, you know what I'm saying? And you sitting there mad at the hill, and you sitting there initiating the issue, and some people just don't have accountability and they can't see themselves. But I was trying to make sure that I wasn't contributing to the situation. Once I saw I wasn't in that particular instance, not to say I've never contributed to hell that came my way, because I have. But in this instance, I did not. I was very proud of that, by the way. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm just growing. I'll be happy. Good job, Barry. You didn't give me a good job. I'll give myself a good job. Good job. Good job. I give myself. You got to encourage yourself. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Because sometimes
it's a poor dog who won't wag his own tail.
I'm gonna wag mine. Thank you. But I say that to say, I accept it. I can't control that person's perspective of me, the feelings, all of that. And in the midst of them attacking me, and I heard, and this is for the spiritual people, it's not just for things, but I heard guys say, sometimes through hell and somebody doing bad to you, you're the only representative that they'll see of God. And I heard say, God, she won't see God unless you show her.
Wow.
First of all, I was offended because I'm like, I don't need to show her God. Like, you respectfully, you should show yourself. I am not. People say, don't try me, try God. Like,
yeah.
But when God's called you to something and you start to embrace it and you start to receive that, you're meant to be a spokesperson, or you're meant to be a light or a guide of something. And sometimes that doesn't mean preaching or talking to them or giving them a life lesson at all. Sometimes it's just in how you respond to the attack. Sometimes it's just like not giving them what is very common to in their interaction, right? It's turning the other cheek, right? It makes me see that different. It's like, wow, when somebody's trying to get a rile out of you, get you riled up, and you don't respond and you don't hold nothing, and you don't walk around, you're like, it's all good, God bless you. I'm starting to see, like, when I don't react to people's ignorance,
come on, man,
people see themselves quicker.
Thank you.
Like when you don't interact or you don't get upset and you be like, okay, like, oh, you gonna disrespect me, cool. And I'm not to I want to throw my wife under the bus, but I've been practicing it with her. I was like, oh, you're gonna be my test. Next time I feel like the conversation is not going how. Okay, no,
Yeah.
it's all right. Yeah, we'll talk later.
Let me tell you what you're doing. Good book I got by lady Mel Robbins. Uh, One of her latest books called "Let Them." And just as I'm talking about names, let me give credit. The personality analogy comes from someone else. Joe Dispenza shares that. I like that. I'm
Shout out to
taking,
them.
yeah, yeah. So Mel Robbins' book "Let Them" is what you're doing. She talks about starting to say, "Let them." Let he said, most of our anxiety and our anger and our frustration is connected to other people's behaviors or things
Yes,
that happen that are out of our control.
yes.
When she teaches people, she calls it the let them theory. That when
Mm.
it happens and somebody say, tell yourself out loud, no, let them. Let them be who they are. See what it does, it detaches you from it. Let them. Now, this is not being a doormat and this and other, because the ending result of let them is let me. Meaning, once I let them, then I let me be free and I let me make a decision on how I want to move forward with my life. What boundaries I need to set, whatever that is. But let them quit getting mad and been all out of shape. Let them. Because that's in essence what you're doing. What you're saying, you
Exactly
finally
right.
what you did, you let them. And that's when they begin to see them when you were no longer combating and losing sleep and losing your peace. Just let people be who they are. It's I don't we don't realize it. It's a level of the control freak in us that want to change it. They want. I need to tell them. Let me explain it. Let me show them how they want. Let me show. Let
Can
them.
I speak to that right there, because I have been that person most of my life, right? But my motivation wasn't that. My motivation in person, and I really appreciate you speaking to that, because I've always tried to like really put myself on the chopping block and really understand why, like, just why do you care so much? And I think I just care. It's just like it's really scary when you understand life in a real way. Like it's like seeing a person walking into the street into an expressway or a freeway, and it's dangerous, and you're like, hey, like the aggression you can feel because you are aware of where that leads to. And I think the struggle, and this is me going into the more personal stuff, but like it's like what's sad and true and what you're saying is kind of like I just had to recently accept, like, I can't prevent them from being in danger without us both being in danger. I then become in danger trying to save them from being in danger.
That's good. You got it. I mean, where's my bill? Oh, it's too far from. That's when I bring my bill. Make me want to go get it because that's good. That's
Yeah,
exactly right.
but it's a hard reality. It's like it's probably one of the most awakening, harsh realities, like those things where you're like, man, you gotta take that one. Like it was just really hard for me because this isn't personal. This is not just random people, because people always think like, that's your friend, whatever, you can do that. But when it's your child, your significant other, your family member, your brother, your mom, your sister, your cousin, when you gotta be like, I gotta let
Hey,
you go. And that's me growing as a person, understanding what you can't control. Offer
watch
the
what else.
advice, leave it there.
In addition to that, it's you letting them grow.
Mm, that's
See,
good.
sometimes you're gonna learn in life two ways. You're gonna learn from wisdom, and you're gonna learn from experience. When you fail to accept wisdom, wow, that was funny. You know what just almost happened. I almost removed the other finger when I say you failed to accept wisdom. It was gonna
This
show
is
you
what's
what
gonna happen to you. and how accurate that is.
That's what I'm saying. So when you
Ac-
fail to
how
accept wisdom,
accurate.
you only left with experience. And watch happen. And for some
Mhm.
people, that's the only way they're going to learn. So
That's
that's where, in your concern, you may have been prolonging their learning.
their life lesson.
Ooh,
Wow.
that
So you're
life,
hindering.
you gotta let. Bro,
Wow.
I'm tell you what set me free. This what set me free as a pastor. Because early on, I was a horrible pastor. Because the way you're saying how you are with people, I was that as a pastor.
I can totally
So,
see. I would probably do it.
man, listen, God set me free. Scripture says, Paul says, I planted, Paul planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the increase. Paul said, he that planteth is no greater than he that watereth. He that watereth is no greater than he that planteth. But it is God that gives the increase. How did that set me free? I realized I have one of two jobs, two at most. I plant and or water. God's never held me accountable to making it grow.
Wow.
I have to release myself, watch this, of his job.
Wow. 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 I, I I I just think that's very important because that I feel like I'm just talking to my son. He's 15, about to be 16, as you know, and I can tell how stuck he gets on fair and what's fact, as he's starting to navigate school and sports and life in a way. Sometimes he's not getting a fair share. Sometimes he's not getting a fair shake at something. Sometimes people are treating him. Um, um, but I was just like, I tell him all the time, like life is not fair, and so not losing sight of where you're working towards, that this thing is so frustrating. And I see that. I was like, oh, if I can get you to get there early, oh my God, bro, I feel like his life will be so much better. And like, I feel like that one thing will progress him way quicker than I and most people, because we do get caught up of what did not go well, what went wrong, how it happened, what they did to us. And you know, I I kind of was like, I think naturally innate as a kid, I was kind of like the guy you spoke of earlier, like, hey, I gotta keep going. My assistant said something when my brother died. She was looking at me and she's like, man, you just keep going. Like she was like kind of like, wow. She's like, you probably need to deal with that. I'm like, she's right. But I'm like, I was grateful. Like it was a compliment, even though she was trying to help me. I was like, I'm glad I got that mentality because I've been stuck a long time ago. But as I have been like dealing and going through my process, I'm also seeing the importance of dealing with what happened to you. How do you feel about that? I talk a lot about how my mom didn't come to my graduation, and I still mention that at 43 years old. And and I don't tell my mom, like, no, but I say it all the time, and I had to sit with myself and like, that bothered you, you
Right.
know. I had to start see like, oh man, you never felt supported, you never felt like nobody saw you, like you always felt by yourself, you always felt this way. Like to understand myself today, I've had to do more work of being more mindful of all the life stuff I've been through because I just kind of just I got to get to it. And as amazing as that may be for people, it's like, yeah, but what it don't mean nothing to get to the highest place because I had this work ethic, but to be traumatic with all these traumatic issues and how I react to things and not just dealing with the issues because they don't, like you said, they grow. And I still don't feel like it did, but I'm like, no, it comes out in different ways.
Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
Mm-hmm.
If it still wasn't in there, it wouldn't keep coming out.
It would need to be something to talk about.
And it's okay though. See, that's the thing. That's actually strength. That's growth. You acknowledging that doesn't make you weaker. It makes you stronger. The person you worry about is the person that's not aware of what hurts them. That's not aware, because they're going to get tripped up and they're going to be going off on them and not even knowing why, because you have no control over what you're just ignorant of. It's important for you to know, wow, I was bothered by that. That was something that affected me. I probably made some dumb decisions in my life that was attached to that I didn't even know it was attached to that. I didn't that's growth. That's learning. Yes. People don't study themselves. The key to success is work on you more than you work on your job. Because the greater you are, the greater everything you do will be.
Facts.
So no, don't ignore that. Continue to search out Barry. The good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent. Continue to do that. Because a lot of people's motivation for success is still trying to prove all of those people wrong that hurt them, that wasn't there for them. I'm going to show them. And I get it to a certain degree, but it becomes so out of balance that you never really did anything that was for a lasting better. That's how a person get there and they still empty.
I've seen it.
That don't heal that. That doesn't heal that.
At all. And I've seen that. I've seen people in my industry have nothing, work very hard to be successful. I'm like, hey, you made it. Right. And they look worse and they seem like life is worse. And it seems like it's heavier than it ever been. And it was so confusing. I'm like, huh? And that's when I learned that there's really no success in fame. There's no success in monetary. I don't care how many people, I don't care. I ain't had all the money in the world, but to see people in abundance, having money and having all the things that I thought was success, and to see them so miserable and to see them so happy in real time is a very clear indication that that's not what is happiness. That's not joy. That's not success at all. And that money, fame, and any of the things that you're looking for are only tools to fulfill your purpose in this world. And only purpose fulfilled is the greatest fulfillment in this walk of life. And that is a constant evolution of what you will, because I know now, I believe this for you, like, hey, you're meant to inspire people to believe beyond their circumstances, beyond their reality and things they've been through, to change their perspective and how they handle trauma and tribulations, and right. But some of us do it in different ways. Some people speak up in front of a podium. Some people write books. Some people sing songs. Some people do massages. Some people cook food. They minister through this. Some people teach nutrition. Like, there's all these different ways to use your tools to empower and help and inspire people in some way, to take them back to, I think, the fulfillment of why they're here in the first place, for them to align with what they're meant to do in the world. I was telling somebody about stand-up comedy, and I was like, yeah, I don't feel like it's a competition. And I've never in any other than if I'm competing. Basketball, I feel like it's competition. If we boxing, if we playing chess, any type of sport game, like, I'm going to compete. You know what I mean? I don't want to lose if I don't have to. If I lose, I'm going to try to learn so I can beat you the next time. But that's just how I've been. But I learned in my art, in my craft, when it comes to my talent, like, I never felt like in competition. And I see that in all the talents I have, there's a competition, whether you're a musician, a stand-up comedian, a dancer, a singer. It's like, it's this thing. And for me, I'm like, wow, that's so interesting that you feel that way, because you're so unique of an individual that there's no way you can compete. Because to me, you're competing in a thing that is exactly this, like, these things like music and comedy and things like that, writing, preaching, is so, when you're authentic to yourself and you're really looking in yourself and you're trying to be the best version of yourself, you're so uniquely you that they can't compete. There is no competition, not because you're better, because you're just unique.
Because you're you. Exactly. See, that's the thing. That's why the Bible warns us against it. In Corinthians, Paul said, comparing ourselves amongst ourselves is not wise. So that means it's foolish, it's dumb. Because
Right.
you can never, the only person you're in competition with is yesterday's version of you.
Of you. And also I believe that we're all a part of a puzzle.
We are.
So I told somebody example, I said, imagine this puzzle piece, like I'm better than you. And they're both there to make a bigger picture.
Watch this now. Let's get to the root of it.
How unwise is that?
Yes. Listen, to get to the root of it, I'm better than you. That means you're not happy with you. Because you got to compare yourself to be better than another person before you feel valuable yourself. You have an emptiness.
There's
So
something that's
you're revealing that insecurity because you're
Mhm.
comparing yourself to others to feel valued yourself. That's kind of
good.
sad.
That's very sad. And the saddest part of it all is that most people are unaware of what you just said. Like they don't know that. I've been looking up some. It's called a scarcity mentality. It's two type of mentalities: a scarcity mentality and abundance mentality. And I was looking this up on my AI. It's like most people exist in the world with a scarcity mentality, and a scarcity mentality is exactly what we're talking about. People who feels like life is a competition, right? Competition. It's about how much I have versus my neighbors versus this person. There's something or somebody or something. It's kind of like high school again in real life, right? It's kind of like I want to be perceived a certain way. I want to have a certain thing. And if I don't have it and I'm not authentically that, I'm not going to be honest and transparent about that. I'm going to still try to do what I can to create this narrative of who I want to be.
Most
Other
people,
than, yeah.
most
Uh,
people never grew up. Back to what you said.
yeah.
Most people never grew up. What do I mean by that? They kept on moving. They took a licking and kept ticking, but they never resolved that issue. So that same issue from school grows with them into adulthood. That's why it's like high school, because you're still stuck in what happened there.
And trying
You
to,
never dealt
yeah,
with that.
as
And
an
now,
adult.
I was listening to something last week, bless my soul. So with that scarcity mentality, right? People feel like there's not enough. So if you got all of this, there may not be enough for me.
That's exactly the
And,
mindset.
and, and what they're missing is this. What I was listening to last week said you're missing. God is like the ocean. Nobody's going to get all the water. There will always be plenty. But because of that scarcity mentality, you keep showing up to the ocean with a teaspoon because you don't believe there's enough. He
Wow.
says, at least bring a bucket.
There's so much for everybody. Yeah. And that's, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I got on stage this week. You'll be very proud of me. I kept telling people I'm in there. It became like a therapeutic show. People came up to me and said, I just went up stage for 45 minutes and just talked.
Are you serious?
I talked about my therapy. I talked about what I was learning. I said some real funny things. I was like, I first told people, I said, people say stupid a lot, but I don't think people know what stupid means because it's such an offensive connotation to stupid. And I say, oftentimes, I was like, stupid means lacking intelligence or lacking common sense. And most people don't know that that's what that is. And I'm like, and I'll just talk and talk. Anyway, and I just was laughing because the lady came to me and I felt so good because I was just like, I was just up there talking about my process and what I'm seeing and how I've evolved. And wow, I thought the world was this. And, I had this great admiration for people in certain positions only to meet them and see that they were missing something too. And like, and not that I'm better than anybody, but to just have a very clear view of what the world is. And I was like, because I had heard this reading before I kind of started kind of processing this. And I see that most people function out of that scarcity mentality. And I don't know if you remember me always saying the fish going the opposite way. Like it was kind of like Oh, that's what's different. Like it was such a big difference in just people who live in abundance and not and an abundance mentality is people who do feel like it's enough for everybody, who do feel like, hey, you could be a king and I be a king. You could
Right,
be the coldest and I be one of the coldest too. You could be one of the greatest and I be the greatest too. Like we can all be great. It's
right,
the kings of comedy. It could be we
right,
all can like it's enough. It's enough to sit next to each other and admire the greatness that sits on your life and not feel insignificant in any way. Right. And so, and I'm grateful for it. And so I was saying all this to just say I was talking about this on stage, but more importantly, like how appreciative I am instead of walking around like y'all off, like something wrong with you. Da, 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 da. It's kind of like, wow, God, thank you. Like, I don't know how I gathered this, or I don't know how I've gotten to this. I'm sure
yeah,
it's a lot of things and a lot of people and a lot of prayer somewhere. I'm sure somebody I don't even know is praying for me, but I was just more so grateful. And I'm just more
yeah,
so having this sense of gratitude and wanting to do my part to hopefully help other people know that there's more for you, know that there's greater for you, know that there's better for you. And it starts and ends with you, because I don't think people know that they can control their future and their outcome. I know we got to go.
yeah. No, no doubt, no doubt, no. There's somebody calling me. Like, hey, I'm live. I know you're not watching because you're calling me. But listen, we've hit our time. We're gonna wrap up. I want you to just any final words that you want to leave people with in regards to what's on your heart. Just
Thank
anything you got coming up as well. Like all of it.
I got a lot of stuff coming up. I would love to come back and give a lot of that.
Say that.
We're gonna be releasing our own. Well, we're working on it, so I'll announce it when I have it together. But just our own way for people to enjoy our projects at OBE Studios. I'm gonna be doing a lot more shows. I'm gonna be dropping my stand-up special this year, um, along with a lot of other projects. But more importantly, first of all, I want to just take this moment to appreciate you. That's what I want. I want you to know that you, Hosea Collins, have really helped the trajectory of my life, my mindset, my perspective. Um, you believing and pushing past and not allowing hell to stick with you and your perseverance through all of your own personal life circumstances wasn't just for your fulfillment in life and the betterment of what you wanted for yourself and your family, but it's touched so many people's lives. And so their life is now fulfilled and better because you pushed and persevered to be the person that God was calling you to be. And I want to say thank you. And I truly want to say thank you. I really like from a real place. Like, I don't think people understand the weight of. I told Tyler Perry something when I got the show, and I know it kind of fell on deaf ears, but I wrote him a thing and I said, thank you for believing in your dream so that mine can come true.
That's good.
And it sounds like something nice to say, but I really meant it because
Yeah,
I believe that's exactly how it all works. It's
yeah,
kind of like you pushing through something that you see for yourself. It helps so many other people because even from people just watching it, being inspired, and then the fruit of that success being able to bless people so they can go out and to be who they're supposed to be. And so I feel like that about you and how I have been helped, like even learning about, like I was saying, hey son. And so I just wanted to take this time to say, only believe is a thing that God's given me, but you're the one who gave me the context to know that it was scripture. I didn't even know that. I
yeah,
just looked up of why I like Eagles, right? The joke about my wife won a line. I said, I'm an Eagle. I don't even know why I like Eagles. I was just saying that. And I was like, I didn't even know what an Eagle meant. I didn't know what only believe. Like, I wasn't trying to walk and be this thing. And God aligns you with people and puts people in your lives and they push through and they work with you, man. So thank you for all the times you take into just conquer your own hurdles in life to become the man you are today, to influence me in the way you have, to continue to be what God has called me to be. And I truly appreciate that. And I pray that you really can hear it from a real place because, I tell people this, it's God using you, but man, I would be in a whole different place, man. I would. I'm just being honest with you. Like, people say it, but people don't really know. You ever hear somebody say, man, boy, if you knew them back, like people don't really know, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are alive and well because of you.
Wow. Man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you. Like truly, that's why I want to say thank you for just opening my mind, and everybody that takes the time to listen. Like it just really inspires you to be a better version of yourself. And I just believe it also just brings blessings. Like I mean this. Like I was sitting in the church listening to you. You didn't know me. I didn't know you. I went home and started to apply what I learned. And I started seeing results. And for me now, I tell people this all day. I'm a results driven guy. It's great to sit there and say, oh, I know this, and the analytics say this, and data speaks to this. And whoever gets offended by that, that's because that's who you are. And you need to
that's who you are.
The real talk is now, I really wanted to take this time to say thank you. I don't want to take this time I don't ever want to come across like I feel like I talk a lot and I share a lot, but people don't know that I'm sharing because I'm just learning, and I'm excited to help people because I'm like, I didn't know. And I came from a place not knowing, and I just wanted to be something better than my circumstances growing up. That was my light. That was the light at the end of the tunnel for me. I felt like something in me was different. I didn't think I was better than nobody. I saw nobody like everybody. My whole circumstances said I wasn't nothing, but it was just something in me. I was looking at an old video of me 15 years old walking through a church that was hating on me the whole time. And my god brother was saying, this is who you are. And I was looking at myself now, looking at my 16-year-old self, and I had so much confidence. And I just was like,
hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
Question. If you could being you today, if you could have a conversation with that 15-year-old, knowing what he would face, what would you tell him today?
I would tell him, you're right. That's what I really would tell him. Like, I'm grateful, man. And I don't mean like I was right because I had, like, it's not an arrogant thing. It's just like, it's sometimes people don't know that God is talking to them. He said, you're this. And because nobody's that, and that seems very grand, and that seems like you like, it starts to down that thought, and you don't never know. And it wasn't you're great. It was you're meant for something more than where you are. In the Chico Eagle movie, that's why that story always resonated with me, because it was like, that's exactly how I felt. I didn't know what I was. I didn't know what that would look like. I don't know how that is, but I do believe, I remember when I was 12 years old at my home church, and I saw one of the younger men got married, really nice guy, and he had a beautiful wife, and it's like, yeah. And I remember having this real conversation with myself. I was like, is this what life is about? You grow up, you get married, you come to church, and you just, like, it just seemed like right. And I don't know this at 12 that this is profound for me to be thinking like that as a 12-year-old, because I'm not sharing this thought. I'm not having this very profound conversation with nobody of value, like an adult, to say, wow, would you be thinking about that at 12? But I was, and I can remember that. And I remember what I was seeing. I remember being outside my church in the gate, seeing my friend, his name is TJ, Tilden Dunn, was walking, and he was like the guy to admire, because he was like the standard at my church. He was saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. I grew up in the holiness church. And boy, you better walk a straight line or you going to hell yesterday. You hear me? And I'm grateful for the teachers, because it's kept me out of a lot of craziness, but it was still learning the balance and things like that. But if I had to talk to my earlier self, there's some things I would want to say specifically to me that I won't say, but as it relates to the person that I was, I would just say, you're right. Like, and I can only say that confidently today, because I've been doing a lot more work on seeing who I was before I was aware of all of these tools and all of this information that you blessed me with and that I've learned. I was just moving on my instincts and what I thought
Wow.
I knew and what I believed in. And I
Wow.
really, like, up to this point in my life, and this year specifically, I really feel like I've become more aware of what God is calling me to. And I've never been aware. Like, I've been just really, I tell my wife all the time, I tell everybody, they're like, man, how it is to be. Da, 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 da. I was just like, man, I'm grateful. Like, I'm just, I didn't know. Like, I just, it's kind of like, you know how you have a good feeling about something. You like, I'm gonna just try it. Like, you really don't know,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
and you hit like, if you say, I feel like a good feeling, I'm gonna go gamble today. I'm put everything on red, right? I don't want to use that. I don't want to use a gambling analogy to a spiritual purpose, fine thing, but it's the truth of how I felt. I just felt like I got a good feeling about what I think I can do, and I'm gonna put it all on that. And to see that you benefited from it and the things that your parents and everybody taught you, because I tell my mom today, I'm more grateful for her. I'm like, the lesson she taught me, like, if you're gonna do something, give your all. She's like, do it with emphasis. And so do it, give your all to something. Like, all these little things you learned along the way, if you really buy into them, like you said, wisdom or experience, you see that they get you results. So you're like, oh, let me do that again. Let me do that over
Yeah.
here. Oh, change your mindset. Don't worry about people attacking you. Do this. Like, think positive. And if they attack you, focus on what you can. Okay, I'm gonna do that, even though that hurt, and I want to fight that. All right. And you start seeing positive things come from that change of mindset, changing your personality, changing your behavior, changing your attitude, changing how you feel about something. And you start seeing the results. He's like, I think I got it. And so when I told you before this started, I was like, I feel good because I feel like I understand it now. And so now it's not placing, I'm not gambling on everything on the thing and it's a gamble. Now it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I know the man that owns the casino and he said bet on that. I'm a win.
That's good, man. No, that's so good, brother. It's that you talked about leadership, and people are gonna achieve their dreams because you believe in yours. And that's why the greatest expression of teaching is not what you say, it's what you live by example. Because
That's
that's what gives credibility to what you're saying.
I agree.
I
Yeah.
love it, man. I
Thank
love
you,
it.
man. But I just want you to know, and I don't know how often you get that. I know you came on the show, bring me on, but I love you, man. You are amazing, man. You are like, you are, man, you're like, who in the Bible did something like amazing for the Bible? Like a Moses or like my wife always say, you're a Bible character, like in real time.
Bible character.
You're somebody who's really
Love
walking something that is worth documenting, that hopefully that generations from now can read and apply to their life, and they will get so many great results. Like, you're living it in real time. And I don't say that lightly. I say that because I see it and I'm serious about it. It ain't just being nice. It ain't being complimentary. Like, I don't do that. I know when people say that, like, yeah, no, I'm good. Like I know that's like a ego thing that people do, but I'm like, I really don't. Like, I really don't give a care about what people think and stuff. But I'm just like,
it. Yeah.
bro, like, I just appreciate you. And I can't say that enough, man. And I just want you to know how greatly I say it to you sometimes, but you always like, cool. Oh, yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Like, I just really want you to understand. Like, no, I almost died, bro. And you, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's that serious. It's that serious. I'm not just saying it. It's just that serious.
Wow.
Like, I'm sitting here alive because you cared more about what God is putting you, and you've been striving and fighting to become that man. And it's helped my life in that way. So thank you, man. I really want you to know. So I'm always honored to be a part of anything. Your songs, first of all, I just want to say this before I go. Your songs are so, it embodies all of your, like, you got a vibe. Like if anybody knows you, they know you love music. I don't know. Like, people don't know how much you love music. You're always preaching, you're ministering, you love music and you love to dance, right? Which bigger guys, I don't know what it is about bigger guys dancing, but I just get it. I love it. Like it's just
I
like
love it. I love it. It makes me happy. I love seeing
it's.
big
I
people
can
dance.
see
It
it.
makes me happy.
You remember when you were doing the live workout and you were dancing to it like an old man? If you bring that back, you should bring that
You
back.
know why I can do it now? Because you know why I stopped it?
Why?
Copyright. But I can do it to my own
You
music.
can do it to and promote your
I
song.
didn't think of, brother, you just blessed my whole soul.
That's a blessing.
And that's going to be my workout to
That's
my
good.
own music.
And people, and you can love it, and people will love it with you.
I love it. Say less.
I'm looking forward to it, man. But I just, like I said, man, just a true inspiration, man, a true legend and icon in real time, and not just because of what people want to be admired and have these titles, and it's something to have, but it's different when you're just walking in who you're supposed to be, and you're an icon and a legend because you were intentional about where God was taking you to. So in my eyes, you are very legendary. You're probably a legend to me and an icon. So just, I don't know what tomorrow holds, but I just wanted to give you your flowers, man. I appreciate you so much, man. I love you so much. I want you to really know that.
Man, I love you, brother. I love you. I love Jazz. Love the kids, man. I appreciate God. I appreciate your family.
Thank you.
I love Pops, Mama.
Crazy, everybody crazy.
I even love that LeBron hater. I love him too.
Oh, Julia. That's my guy. I am gonna tell him you said it. I love him. I want
to shout out to people watching, but the people that's still on. God bless you, Antonio Smith, Sharice Jackson, my brother Jerry Samuels Jr., Jacob Thomas. Jacob Thomas say, "Good evening. Tell him I love him and Big Job." That's what Jacob Thomas from the channel.
Thank you so much.
Glenda, God bless you.
Hey, Glenda.
Ricky Jones, bless you, my brother.
Thank you, Ricky.
Praise him, Frazier Waldrip, God bless you. Pastor Taurus Johnson watching.
Yo, cousin, that's my guy. That's like your brother to me. Every time I talk to him, y'all like brothers to me. Like I love that guy. That's my guy right there. Love you,
Trisha
Taurus,
Jones, man. Bless you. Stephanie D, God bless you. Zalia Ann, God bless you. Melvin plays. Melvin said, in the same way, I'm that type of person that keeps moving forward because I feel like I don't have time to sit in it. The world doesn't stop. I deal with the issue when I'm in the moment. God bless you, each and everybody that's still on, and all of those that had to get off. I praise God for you. Continue. Preacher Man is streaming. I ain't catching it. The last single, Country Man, is out. He did it again. The Race, all of that, and so much more to come. So keep on streaming it. I want to give a shout out on the Urban Influencer Radio Network. Urban Influencer Radio Network got different divisions. They got reggae, they got R&B, they got gospel, they got jazz, but they got a Southern Soul division. And I'm on that network. And they just sent me the thing where I done made it to the Preacher Man, Country Man song is number 4 on the Urban Influencer Southern Soul chart.
Wow.
So I'm grateful for that. I'm honored. So God bless you all. Don't forget, on the 5th Sunday, we having Southern Soul Sunday at the church. Cowboy hats, cowboy boots, Southern Soul, Preacher Man performer. We'll have a good time. Till the next time, join us every week, Saturday at 12 noon. God bless.